Welcome to this explainer on arraigo-social. So if you've recently landed in Spain and you're already staring down the barrel of that notoriously tough Spanish bureaucracy, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're giving you the absolute no-nonsense manual to securing your Spanish residency permit. We are skipping all the theory and basing this playbook entirely on the official requirements so you can tackle this process with total confidence.
Let's kick things off by defining what this actually is. Simply put, arraigo-social is a one-year residence authorization granted on exceptional grounds. The key here, it's specifically for foreigners who have lived in Spain continuously for exactly 2 years. Think of it as a way to regularize your status based purely on the roots, or arraigo, you've planted in the country.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover the baseline rules, bust the job contract myth, look at the 2 qualifying routes, go through the essential document checklist, map out your step-by-step action plan, and finally, wrap up with the resolution and final steps.
All right, part 1, the baseline rules.
Before you even think about the paperwork, you've got to meet a few fundamental criteria. First off, you have to prove 2 continuous years of living in Spain, and during that time, your absences cannot exceed 90 days in total. You also absolutely need clean criminal records for the last 5 years, both in Spain and anywhere else you've lived. Also, keep in mind, this permit isn't for EU, EEA, or Swiss citizens. And finally, you cannot be an active applicant for international protection. It's a strict baseline, but it's crucial to get right.
Now, here's a massive red flag that catches, honestly, a ton of people off guard. Any time you spend waiting as an asylum applicant, it definitively does not count toward that 2-year continuous living requirement. So if you were banking on using those months to clock your time, unfortunately, the official rules explicitly exclude it.
Moving on to Section 2, the job contract myth.
You've probably heard rumors on the street or maybe well-meaning advice from friends saying you need an employer to sponsor you. Well, let's clear the air right now. The official decree is crystal clear. You absolutely do not need a job contract to apply for arraigo-social. Let me say that again. No job contract is required for this. 0.
So why all the confusion? Well, if you actually do have a job contract ready to go, you're looking at a totally different permit called arraigo-social. I know they sound super similar, but they have completely different rules. For our focus today, arraigo-social, you can just put the job hunt aside. Which brings us to Section 3, the 2 qualifying routes.
Since you don't need a job, how do you actually qualify? You're basically looking at a fork in the road with 2 distinct options. Route 1 involves proving family ties to a legal resident, plus having specific economic means. But what if you're here on your own with no ties? That's Route 2, which requires a social integration report.
Let's break that divide down a bit more. Route 1 requires you to have a resident spouse, registered partner, or a first-degree direct relative who already holds a residence permit. If you've got that tie, you also have to prove economic means tied to the IPREM, which is Spain's public income index. Specifically, you need to show 200% of the total IPREM. That means 100% covered by your relative plus another 100% for you. Now contrast that with Route 2. This is for anyone else who has those 2 continuous years. No economic means to prove, no relative needed. Instead, you need an informe de integración social, a social integration report. Your region or comunidad autónoma or your local town hall issues this, and they are on a strict 1-month deadline to get it to you. Here's a great pro tip from the official rules. If they miss that 1-month deadline and you can prove you requested it, you're actually allowed to submit any other legal means of proof to show your integration.
All right, on to Section 4, essential document checklist. It is time to build your paperwork arsenal. First up, your proofs of time. We're talking about documents like your empadronamiento, your town hall registration, or health records that objectively prove you've been in Spain for 2 continuous years. Second, your route-specific docs, either the family tie and IPREM proofs for Route 1 or that informe de integración social for Route 2. Third, those 5-year criminal records. And remember, they must come with a sworn translation into Spanish and an official apostille. Fourth, grab the official application form, which is the EX10. And finally, you'll need the fee form, known as TASA 790, Code 052, specifically under Section 2.3.1.
Let's put this into practice with Section 5, Step-by-Step Action Plan. Think of this as a strict sequence. Step 1, lock down your historical proof of residence. Without that foundation, nothing else matters. Step 2, fulfill your specific route requirement. So either gather those family financial proofs or formally request your integration report. And step 3, which you really want to start early, is securing your foreign criminal records. We all know bureaucracy back home can be slow, plus getting them formally translated and apostilled takes time, so definitely don't leave that to the last minute.
Once your paperwork is flawless, step 4 is the actual filing. You have to present this personally, by the way. Legal reps are only allowed for minors or people with disabilities. You can file Form EX-10 in person at the Oficina de Extranjería, the immigration office, or digitally through the online portal called Mercurio. Then step 5 happens right after. You must pay that TASA 790 code 052 fee within exactly 10 working days of submitting the application.
Almost there. Section 6, resolution and final steps.
Once that application is in, you enter the waiting game. The government has a strict legal deadline of exactly 3 months to make a decision. And listen to this critical detail. If those 3 months pass and you hear absolutely nothing, it's called administrative silence, and for this permit, silence means refusal. But if they approve it, huge congratulations! You get a 1-year residence permit that explicitly allows you to work, either for a company or as a self-employed freelancer. You're not quite done yet, though. Within exactly 1 month of approval, you have to personally request your TI, the Tarjeta de Identidad Extranjero, or Foreign Identity Card. That's the final piece of the puzzle.
Because mastering bureaucracy is all about sticking to the exact facts, please keep in mind that this explainer is informational guidance, not formal legal advice. Always verify your next steps directly at the official source, inclusion.gov.es. Spanish bureaucracy is a beast, but with the right playbook, you can absolutely beat it. So, are you ready to finally plant your roots and claim your space in Spain? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and best of luck with your arraigo-social.
That was a quick overview. On our website you'll find step-by-step guides to many procedures, the Padrón, the health card, the NIE, the TI, legalization, and more. The link is in the description. And if you get stuck, message our Telegram bot. We'll walk you through for free, step by step.